Good morning, YouTube. We're seeking a couple of investors for our dealership.
So are you recording all of the nefarious activities?
If you're new to the channel, my name is Dan, this is my garage, and this channel is all about the supercar ownership experience. And if you didn't know, we opened up a dealership, NG Supercars. So we started buying and selling supercars. We've got a couple of them in our inventory, including this Lamborghini Gallardo Superleggera. So if you're interested in buying these cars, go check out our website, ngsupercars.com, or you can email us sales@ngsupercars.com. We can discuss it and make an offer and hopefully make a deal. So at the moment, we're bootstrapping this company. We're funding it ourselves. We've kicked in a lot of money. In fact, we've got over $500,000 of our own personal money into this inventory and into the dealership. But we think that if we get some external investors, we can buy some more inventory and we can all hopefully make a bunch of money. So let's talk about it real quick and see if some of you might be interested. Okay, so like I mentioned, I personally have over $500,000 of my own money into NG Supercars. So I've ended up taking some of my windfalls from my previous career and I've filtered that into this company and I'm trying to make it work. So obviously I've got a lot riding on this company and I obviously think it's going to be a success. Otherwise I wouldn't have put my money into it. So Josh and Adam, who are also owners of the company, have put in some of their money as well. So all three of us have an actual investment in this company. So obviously we're all highly motivated to make sure that we succeed and continue to do well. As it sits right now, we have a pretty good plan on how we're going to do well, and I think it's going to do well. So we can speed that up by getting some external investment from some of you. And so we kind of thought we'd offer the same investment strategy that we have that we're giving to ourselves to all of you. So let's go through what that looks like. And if you're interested, email us, sales@normalguysupercar.com. We can set up a time to talk, and obviously we'll want to have a phone call and discuss if this makes sense for you and all that sort of stuff. So first of all, a few things. This is not a guaranteed return. Your money is at risk, okay? So we can't say with 100% confidence that you're gonna get every dollar that you put into it back. I do think there's a greater than 99% chance that you'll get all your money back and probably do well, but who knows? I mean, the market could change. So I just wanted to make sure that people don't think that this is hey, I throw in money and I just get free money back. It doesn't quite work that way. There is some risk, pretty small. This is how we're currently structuring our own investment into the company. So the company has its own money pool, and then we have an investment pool of the three of our money. So right now, like I said, let's just say we've got $500,000 in the bank that's from me, Adam, and Josh. Now that money we take and we use it to purchase these cars. Now, every time we sell one of these cars, we track every single expense down to the dime, what's gone into the car, whether it's transportation costs, parts, insurance, whatever. We track all of that information, and then when we sell the car, we say, okay, here's our total cost for that car. Here's how much money we sold it for. Here is the profit. Now, we're gonna take that profit, and 60% of it goes towards NG Supercars. 40% of it gets returned back to the investors, and then we take that 40% and we divide it across the board of the investment pool based on the percentage of contribution into the pool. If I put in 25% of the money, I would get 25% of that 40% back. And get that? 25% of the 40% of the profit would come to me. So that's kind of how we want to structure it with a new investment pool. So we're going to keep it a separate investment pool of just external investors. That way it makes it easy for us to kind of tracking who's put in what and how much money's in it and all that sort of stuff. And no, this isn't tax-free money. You will have to pay taxes on it. That's up to you. We'll probably set up so that you get 1099 or something like that is, I guess, probably the best way to do it. The other thing is we're going to basically say the profits that you get, you have the option of either taking and withdrawing that or reinvesting it every quarter. So we don't want people to be pulling their money in and out because it's going to make it a hassle for us. So we want to keep it so that it's only once a quarter. And we would like it so that you give us hopefully 90 days notice if you need to withdraw money from the pool, just so that we can offload some of the cars and free up the cash because, well, again, the money's going to be actively being used, so it's not going to just be sitting there in liquid form. It's going to be in assets. If that makes sense, right? Okay, here's some of the requirements that we have. We're only limiting it to $100,000 or larger investments, and we would like to keep it to 5 investors maximum for now. So basically, we're seeking a minimum of $500,000 through 5 investors of a minimum investment of $100,000. And the reason we're doing that, again, is just to kind of keep it small so that we can make sure it works and keep organized. If you want to contribute more than $100,000, that's fine. I mean, obviously we're gonna be like, oh no, please don't give us more. But we think that's a pretty good number that makes it nice and easy, and that way it's 1/5 each person starting off, so 20% each. So that means basically any cars we buy through that investment pool, investors would get 20% of the 40% profit. That makes sense? No? Well, if it doesn't, just again, email us, we can explain it, we can discuss it, all that stuff. So obviously we'll want to draft up some sort of papers that say what we're doing and make sure that you feel comfortable. Everything we do is going to be very public. It's all going to be on YouTube videos. We'll give you guys emails and let you know cars that we're acquiring, how much we're paying, how much we sell them for, all that sort of stuff. So we kind of want to make sure that you stay in the loop, just so that you know what activities being going on and that you feel comfortable about it. Here's the other thing. If you're investing with us and you want to come, drive some of the cars, well, I mean, you don't have to try and convince us. We'll, figure out a time and get you over into Austin and, throw you in one of the cars. I mean, why not? So that's one of the benefits of this whole thing, right? We get to play with some supercars. The quick summary is you have an opportunity to invest with us. It is an at-risk investment. This is not a guaranteed return. $100,000 minimum, 5 investors maximum. You would get your portion of the investment pool returned from 40% of the profit of the cars that are purchased through the investment pool. So let's run through a quick scenario, okay? Let's do some easy math. Let's say we buy a car for $200,000. We go buy a 458. Cool. And it's an awesome car, and we sell it for $225,000. Great, we made $25,000 profit. That's our total cost was $200,000. We sold it for $225,000. We made a profit of $25,000. So 60% of that $25,000 will go into MG Supercars. 40% of that will go back to the investors. 1/5 of that 40% will go to you guys. So I suck at math. I'm gonna get out a calculator and we'll do the actual numbers. Okay, here we go. $25,000 times 0.4 is $10,000, comes back towards the investment pool. So then each of those investors gets 20% of that $10,000. So they get $2,000. You just made $2,000 profit. Congratulations. Cool. What happens if the car loses money? Well, let's say we buy a car for $200,000 and we sell it for $190,000. Well, we will take the 40% or the 60% loss out of the NG Supercars, and the investment pool will lose 40%. So if that makes sense, right? So in that case, the investment pool would lose $4,000, we would lose $6,000, and that $4,000 would be distributed across the investors equally. Got it? Okay. So obviously, that's not as likely because generally speaking, most of these cars should be making money, so it'll probably work out to, no matter what, a net positive. The reason I bring that up is because there's an entirely real probability that at some point, some of these cars will lose money. Whether we buy a car and something catastrophic happens to it, or the market shifts, or we just made a bad buy. Who knows? There's a lot of possibilities, so I can't guarantee your return, but I think we're gonna do pretty okay. So we kind of have certain targets that we try and make on each car. That's usually our goal. We say, hey, if we can't make at least this much money, we're not gonna even waste our time with it. It just doesn't make sense for how much effort goes into it and dealing with all the tire kickers and all that stuff. Part of the other reason we wanted to get another external investment is because with more inventory, we get more attention, and we can also take and start buying some more interesting cars that are maybe a little bit more expensive. So we can start buying some $200,000-$300,000 cars, for example, 458s, 488s, maybe even a Lamborghini Huracan or an F12, those sorts of things that we're actually getting a lot of requests for. So we actually have people emailing us frequently saying, hey, can you go buy me one of these cars? I'll buy it from you. And at the moment, we were like, no, we can't, because I and the other guys, we're tapped out. I don't have enough money to just keep throwing at this thing. Unfortunately, between buying the new house and running Normal Guy and putting money into Normal Guy too, yeah, I'm out of cash. Again, I've got personally over $500,000 invested in this. The other guys have a decent amount of money into this, so we're really serious. We think this is gonna work, so we need your help. So again, email us, sales@normalguysupercar.com. Let's set up time and talk. And if this ends up working out pretty decent, we'll probably do a second round of investment and create a second pool. But for now, this is where we want to start. This is what we felt comfortable with. I didn't want to actually raise more money than I personally have assets for, because if something catastrophic happens, I want to make sure that we basically are covered. I don't like being beholden to other people. I don't like being beholden to banks, but I figure this is a good strategy to get us moving in the right direction quickly. So hopefully hopefully I'm right. We'll see, right? It's a little bit of a gamble. I think it's a pretty reasonable gamble. So I think the risks are very reasonable. But that's going to do it, you guys. I hope you guys enjoy all our videos. And again, we're going to have more cool cars in the dealership. So stay tuned for that. We're going to obviously be working on some more cool cars. So you're going to want to like, share, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell. And go visit normalguyssupercar.com. There you can buy parts and services for your car. We do appreciate it when you guys support us. That keeps all this stuff going. So thank you so much to all of you. But that's going to do it for this video. So we're going to see you very soon. It's going to be sweet.